control. Will you help me? Control. Will you help me? Love about a liquor boy, will you hit me up? I lost control. Will you help me?
Hello and welcome everyone to Porsche Cup Challenge Euro Global Division here on this Sunday or Monday morning if you're in Australia. Join with me in the broadcaster booth this evening is the usual suspect of Adam Morrow. How you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Yeah, can't get enough of this racing. Like the track and pretty good turnout like we were talking about considering the big Daytona endurance race.
Definitely a huge race weekend for many race fans. The Daytona. Not sure why. It tends to be a little bit of a crash and derby. I saw one of the splits. Only 5 of the LMDH cars actually finished the race. So, but you know, I guess. Yeah, definitely. But you know what? It's sometimes I guess it's worth the challenge. And a team race it's in a sport that's traditionally known as a solo sport. You're racing all on your own. To have that team aspect, it's quite a special feature, I gotta say.
Yeah, not a big endurance racer myself, and kind of keep an open mind because I've never really done one. But yeah, it looked like fun. The team aspect of it, like you said, leverage off one of your guys, the strategy, that looked like fun.
Yeah, here we have Silverstone Grand Prix. This is a very long lap, 2 minutes and 1 second, 2 minutes 2 seconds, right around there. So currently we've got Philip Hammer on pole position, provisional pole. At this moment, I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch his lap time. Most of our pro drivers seem to be having their time eaten up by the Daytona race, which is completely okay. So it may give Philip Hammer a little bit of an easier race today. Maybe not. He's still going to have to be perfect because Corey Lazarus, Amir Carr, Samuel Sproul, Gordon Ramsay, Emil Koopman. There's a long list of very competent drivers. And I skipped Misha Berger because he's also a real strong driver, as you know as well, right, Adam?
Oh, yeah. Any of these guys get a good start and play a little defensive game, try to keep Hammer behind him. Corey's known for putting in some pretty fast laps, so we'll see what happens. Should be good.
Definitely Corey Lazarus back after his wheelbase failure. So I'm really excited to see how Corey races. He's been itching to be racing for quite a while now, and so it's just really nice to have him back. And here's Young Choi, normally in our Thursday North America's division, joining the Global Euro race for this weekend, and putting in a P6 qualifying lap out of nowhere. Great job, Young Choi.
Yeah, that is a little unexpected. That's a great lap time, but you see, shouldn't say that. What was it last season? He had like a top 5 or something like that, and what was it? Imola. So it's in there. It's just a matter of getting it out. Young Choi and I've had way too many run-ins, so I avoid him like the plague on the track. But nothing against his driving. Just for some reason we're like little magnets.
Yeah. It just goes that way sometimes with some drivers, you know. It's just, yeah. I would say it's the same happens with me and Carl Ribbing. I don't know what it is, but every time we're near each other, we just end up crashing.
Oh, really? Yeah. I'm in the doghouse with Carl. I screwed him up at NERB last season, so I use extra caution around him, and he'd been driving well too.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to bring up one more time before the qualifying is finished. We have 1.5 minutes left in qualifying. I'm going to bring up our pro standings, our pro division standings. As you can see, the qualifying going along in the bottom. Here's our pro division standings. Philip Hammer is in the lead of our season points right now. Bruno Heinrich, who is not in attendance today, he was telling me that he has A levels to study for. Evening, guys. Good evening, Gordon. He has A levels. That must be a German European test. I'm not sure what that is. Benjamin Pape is not here. Frank Smits is not here. Danny Hugendorf not here. A lot of suspects, top level suspects, missing from this race. So that's going to definitely play into the hands of Philip Hammer, who is currently leading our season standings. And that brings us on to our amateur division drivers right here, who, for the most part, have actually shown up for today's race. Lee Holmes is here. Gregory, I don't think, is here. We have Jason Lyons, Barry Clayton, and all the way down many of these drivers. So it's going to be really interesting with how close all of them are. And you can see this too, Adam, I'm sure. It's going to be really interesting. Every position is going to matter. You're going to have to get a good sprint and a good feature. I can actually see this top to the second position, third position, all the way down to 10 after tonight's race, having quite a shuffle.
Yeah, is Ryan with us this race? Or is he beat down from all that driving at Daytona?
I think he's beat down.
Yeah, don't blame him. But Straffarelli's in there. Like to see him. He had a great race going on Thursday there in the American division. So let's see what he could put together against the Europeans or the world.
Something is wrong with my overlays. It's just that is not so good. This is bad. It won't go away. Hide. It will not go away. This is really bad. I'm going to have to... Oh, shit. Okay. I have very little time to fix this.
That's okay. Looks like we're lining up for the sprint race here. Hard to see with the qualify, but I think I saw Lazarus and Hammer up at the front there. The main name of the game here is getting that top 8 position, and that'll put you in a good spot for the feature race.
Here we go. Okay, just in time. Just technical difficulties disappearing, and just like that in the. Oh my gosh, that is intense. Okay, so here we go. No more panicking from me. Here we have the race start. It is about to start. Philip the Hammer was on pole position. We won't be able to pull that up right now due to our slight technical difficulties, but as soon as the race starts going, you'll be able to see who is exactly in which position. My apologies for that. We're just waiting for all the cars to come to the grid now. And Adam, take it away with your 3 points of this race.
3 points of this race. That's still the start. I find people are still a little sliding off the start. I haven't figured it out. You have, Mike. You've been ripping off good starts, and I guess be consistent. Stay in that top 8. And the third one would be don't let those lap times wig you out too much. If you're not below the 202s, the 203s can get a win. That could get the job done.
And here we go. The lights are up in this middle of the screen. And the lights are off, and away we go. Everyone's gotten a great start. Oh, and one car's off to the side. And one car, 977, is into the wall, and Duncan Watts is also down. A little bit of chaos, but that is okay. Most of the cars are up and out on their way. We predicted a little bit of chaos on that race start because of the new tires. As you were saying, get a good start is very, very important, as you saw right there. And anyone who is able to get past that start-finish line cleanly is now safely away.
Yeah, it's tricky coming off there, and it's weird. I went back and looked at a lot of the starts from comparing the Euro division to the Americas, and the Euro boys like to get a little wild in that first lap there. See a lot of accidents, and this is falling right into plan, unfortunately. But let's see how they get it sorted out. The top guys there are still the same though.
Yeah, and I see Philip Hammer has been passed. He is not in the lead of the race anymore. Right now, we have Corey Lazarus is in the lead of this race. Car 85 is taking it away from the Hammer with Amir Carr in second position. Samuel K. Spruill in third. Philip Hammer is now back into fourth with Gordon Ramsay. This has just become a very intense mix-up that we were not expecting.
Yeah, this should be cool. I'm surprised Sam and Gordon, after all those laps at Daytona, are still in there. True diehards, love to see it.
Absolutely. You know what? Racing is life. There's nothing better.
Oh yeah, 100% agree. Love it.
Here we go. I now have on the side of my screen a track map. So these guys are coming down the Hangar Straight right now, heading towards Stowe. And now coming around this is Corey Lazarus, followed by Amir Carr, Samuel Spruill, Philip Hammer, and basically everyone is very much in contact with each other all the way back to P13 where Byron is, and it looks like there was a pass on car 52, Mark Oliver getting by Mark De Bruin. And this is absolutely intense, and just the level of respect between each other. Here we go, car 42, Alexander Redhead making a move on Lee Holmes, not able to get it done. Or is that Lee Holmes making a move on Alexander Redhead, and now Lee Holmes is now up ahead though.
Nice way to get to that corner. Could really get pinched there and send someone off, so nice driving.
Definitely. Here is Young Choi trying to make the move on Jason Lyons and locking up, going wide. And there's, oh no, that something has happened to Byron, and that is that is unfortunate. Let's just take a quick look at how did Byron actually crash. Here is the replay. Oh, okay, so Byron already had all of that damage, and he's trying to drive through it anyways, and oh, I hear a little bit of contact.
Oh boy.
Let's just take a quick look real quick before. Oh. That may have missed it. I just heard it in the background. Crunch. You know what? Let's move forward. Let's look at what's important. The cars who are still very much alive in this race. Here we go through Maggots and Beckett's too wide Amir Carr, Samuel Spruill with Philip Hammer in the background, trying to pick up the pieces of anything that falls in front of him.
That's such a cool section of the track. Hey, Maggots into Beckett's there. You're kind of using your tires as best you can, clicking down the gears, just trying to be smooth and come out of there with a good run.
And that's, yeah, definitely. Adam, have you ever gone too wide through there?
No, I don't think so.
It's definitely not a recommended place to go too wide. Very much better if one person backs out. You can see these drivers want every inch of every lap. They are not willing to back out. They're going to battle tooth and nail, as you can see right in front of your very eyes. So this is going to be really interesting. This is 15-minute sprint race, and in our reverse grid top 8, it's going to get real spicy.
Oh yeah, that was. And I was thinking, that's what's cool about our top tier drivers in the PCC league is that the fast guys know they're going to be either top qualifier and starting from the front in the sprint, but they still come out and do it, even though they know they're going to be back in the 8th place. Sometimes they're fighters and they're racers, and that doesn't let them change their game plan. So it's cool to know that they got work to do, even though they're the fast guy.
Here we go 3 wide into Brooklands with Misha Berger and
nice
Philip the Hammer on the inside line as he comes around Luffield, and that's going to give him the advantage. Gordon Ramsay was challenging Philip the Hammer for his position, and that's actually put him behind Misha Berger. Surprisingly, now Philip the Hammer is away. Gordon Ramsay and Misha Berger heading towards Cops. Famously, the Lewis Hamilton Verstappen corner. Gordon Ramsay on the inside, Misha Berger backing out. Very wise decision. decision to let Gordon have that corner because it is not going to work out going too wide through there. And here now, Thorsten Cypher on the very back of Misha Berger as they head through Maggots and Beckett's. Maggots and Beckett. You know,
You got it. Beckett's and then the chapel and the Hanger Straits. It's a cool spot.
I should know this a lot better. I'm gonna rely on you for the corner names.
Come on, you can't do it all, Mike. Lean on me here. You're doing good. But man, Corey's stomping down. He's coming down the inside of this. Is that Lyons in the green there?
That is Jason Lyons coming down the inside of Craig Schill, not able to get up alongside enough. Young Choi lurking in the background in the Batman car. And is Jason Lyons able to get up alongside? Nice. And that is a very brave dive from car 33 up the inside of Vales. That corner actually named Vale. It says the straight's named Vale on my screen here. And here's Young Choi going on the inside of Jason Lyons into turn 1. Abby, and the shorter distance traveled is having Young Choi slide on through Jason Lyons.
Yeah, going down here, at least when I'm done with it, just asking everything from the tires to get that thing turned for the loop. You can really get a good drive out of there. You can make up a ton of time. So I've seen as the cars slowly drift away from me down that straightaway.
Here is Alexander Redhead with Levi de Kirol.
Yeah, I actually, he's new. He was reaching out to me for some questions there. Young guy, he has a motocross background, so that's where we hit it off. And this is his first race with us in PCC, so it looks like he's behaving and have a good time.
That is amazing. I'm going to have to say it's Kiro.
Yeah. I'll follow that. Good enough for me. I'll call him Levi.
Here is Philip the Hammer coming out of Cops, forcing 2-1 situation as they head through Maggots Beckett's Chapel with Amir Carr, and backing out, as we were talking earlier, is not a set of corners that works out very well, too wide. And Philip the Hammer choosing to wait it off until the next straight, the Hanger Straight. He is now,
what a drive.
What a drive out of Chapel as they head down the Hanger Straight, and it looks like Amir Carr may be out of his third position as they head into the Stowe. And Philip the Hammer going around the outside as they head out of Stowe. And that means Amir Carr able to hold on and play defense. Philip the Hammer under braking, able to get up alongside, and he's now through the defense of car 27. Gordon Ramsay's trying to follow his way through and not able to get there in time. Philip the Hammer is now back up into third place, only down 2 spots total, so not a totally horrible place to be. And wow, great drive from both of these competitors.
Nice and clean. Wow, that was sweet. Yeah, you see Ramsey and Berger back there just foaming at the mouth, waiting for one little slip up. I mean, these guys have been put through the ringer, eh? Jeez, that Koopman's just beat. And Redhead. Jeez.
I think both of these cars have seen much, much better days. And let's actually just take a quick look at how did that happen at the very race start. We're going to go here and take a look at... Come on. There we go.
Hold.
Yeah, please. Please hold. Here is a few drivers. Here it says Lee Holmes. Oh, there goes one car off to the side. Thank you very much. There's another car there. Oh, and it looks like Steve. Is that Steve Klaes? No, that is not Steve Klaes. Not sure who that was, but that was Emil Koopmans in the side, and that is just the chaos of our race start. We've mentioned before that these cars with the latest tire and suspension update are not the easiest cars to launch off of that start. It's a really difficult endeavor, and that is just the chaos right there that can happen. It can all go wrong in an instant. A race start, get a good start, as you've always said, is now essential skill to winning or just placing well in a sprint. And the feature
Yeah, it really is. I mean, these guys are all pretty close in lap times, and I absolutely love seeing that smoke and guys spinning out on the starts. I don't, because I practice starts just as much as I practice my laps, because it's key to me for my style. But when guys aren't practicing those, it's easy money. We'll just pick those guys off at the start. So,
Oh,
thank you,
definitely.
everyone.
Definitely, and actually, I think it was Lee Holmes is the one that said, "I'm going to jump off the track and save everyone else's race." You saw him on the race starts
Yeah.
light up those tires, but then fling himself off. Oh, and I don't even know who that was. Oh, that was someone going into the pits. I thought that was
Whoa.
some. Oh, there
Uh-oh.
is car number 18 who spun around, and here's Lee Holmes making a pass on Rudolph Dombrowski, getting up one more spot after losing all of those positions on that race start. And what a nice pass, making it look real easy. Oh, and
Oh, boy.
something has happened there. Uh-oh. Oh, there's target fixation. That is target fixation. There we go. He definitely didn't have to hit him, I gotta say.
Kicking a man on when he's down there. Jeez.
Here is what caused that. Oh, and just a little bit extra throttle, create a bit of a spin, and there you go.
You know, not that long ago, I remember seeing Jason Lyons on either his little mistakes or having a ton of bad luck getting caught up in situations like that. It's nice to see him shaking that out, and he's been driving great, avoiding those accidents. And it's Mark DeBruin on the bubble there, so Lyons, it's a 5-second gap, so bit of a hike to get to Mark DeBruin and get to that top 8.
I gotta say, I wouldn't want to be in the top 8 if I was in Jason Lyons' shoes. With some of the fast drivers and the pace difference amongst them, it is not where I would want to be. It would just be nervous, absolute nervous wreck. You really gotta have that confidence about you, and if you don't have it, I'd almost give up that 8th position. But
Interesting.
I know you feel absolutely opposite. You want it.
I feel the same as you there, Mike. It is a lot to take in, but at the same time, this is how it is. I belong on that race just as much as anyone else, and that's things happen in a race. So I always try to deal with the pressure. The more you do it, I find, or at least with me, the more comfortable you are. But yeah, not for everyone. I get it, especially with these fast guys coming down, breathing down your neck.
Definitely here is Steve Kleiss battling out with Alexander Wilford for P11 as they head around that final corner. Do I have a corner is called Club? Okay, we'll just call it the start-finish straight. Thanks. And there is Alistair Hatcher going through the pit lane. He is probably going for that fast repair. You do get one fast repair in our race. If you decide to use it, it's not often beneficial, especially in the sprint race, especially at the very end. Steve Kleiss going off, and that is allowing Alexander Wilford to make a pass on Steve Kleiss. So Alexander Wilford is now through.
I like that re-entry by Steve. Looked like he had a good little slingshot effect down the straight.
Let's actually take a quickie look at exactly how did that happen. This is the same corner. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the same corner that we saw a little bit of struggles earlier from some of our drivers, just going a little bit wide or spinning that car right round, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, that loop. I have a hard time if you drift out when you're getting hard on the gas. There's not a lot of curb to keep you in there, and if you get on that dirt, you're going for a ride, like happened to Steve there.
Definitely. I see this is Corey Lazarus in the lead of the race. He is in P1 coming around Stowe. And Samuel K. Spruill not too far behind. Philip the Hammer is now making up that gap to Samuel Spruill much, much quicker than we actually anticipated. He is now within 1 second. He is 1.5 seconds, just a few corners back. So it's anybody's guess. He really only has one more lap to go. And
Brilliant putting it to him.
Yeah. I see Misha Berger is now in 6th position behind Gordon Ramsay. I'm not sure how that one happened, but now Misha Berger is behind Gordon Ramsay, battling it out. He is closer than ever. These two are friends, so I'm sure that they're going to get as tight as possible to each other while still keeping it as respectful as possible. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. Steve Kleiss has now caught up to the very back of Alexander Wilford. Oh no, Alexander Wilford has spun around as he heads around turn one, and that has put Steve Kleiss up ahead. And that battle has turned ugly for one of these drivers, and it wasn't Steve Kleiss. He is now ahead and into P11.
Nice way to get back and pressure him. Burgers all over Ramsey here to the finish.
Yeah, you know what? Never ever give up. You gotta keep going to the very end. You never know what happens. If you keep going, pressure that driver. You don't always have to make a pass by making a pass. Sometimes just being in the right spot at the right time. Here is Levy making a pass on Alexander Redhead. Alexander Redhead is maybe close enough to gain that back, going up the inside into Brooklands. And here he goes, Alexander Redhead making that dive up the inside into Brooklands. And he's going to have to fight back as Levy takes the outside line. Shorter distance travel for Alexander Redhead is going to be a huge benefit as he's exiting left field.
Pass.
Beautiful pass. Great battling between these drivers. Absolutely lovely. Emil Koopmans in the very background. I don't think he's going to have much luck with all that front aero damage. That is basically a parachute.
Yeah, 911 is right.
Here we go. This is Corey Lazarus. He is now coming across that start-finish line in the winning this sprint race. Congratulations, Corey Lazarus, for winning this sprint race. Samuel K. Spruill coming in second, and Philip the Hammer recovered some after his incident up into third. Amir Carr in fourth, Gordon Ramsay in fourth, and there we go. Let's see if is there any more battles? Here is Alexander Redhead and Levy DeKiro. They are going too wide into Stowe. It looks like Levy going round the outside. Is he going to be able to take advantage of? No, he has gone wide, absolutely wide. Not able to hold on. And Alexander Redhead is ahead. So that's going to put Alexander Redhead in 16th. Levy is in 17th. Emil Koopmans just trying to see if there's a space for him to get through. And no, there was not.
Nice racing. Right to the finish. Love it.
And here is Duncan Watts with Edwin Van Driel. Edwin Van Driel is still ahead of Duncan Watts. Glenn Humberstone. There is Craig Schill right here. And we have Mark Oliver, Barry Clayton, and Philip Straffarelli, who just had bad luck, it looks like, on that race start.
Well, it's a stinger. Well, he'll be nice and fresh for the future.
Definitely. I'm going to see, before we lose all of our replays, I'm going to see if I can find... Oh, no, all the replays are lost, all gone. I was going to try and find how Philip Hammer got down a few positions. It just must have been those first few turns. And, yeah.
He's hasn't had the greatest start since the update. Last week wasn't so hot either, I noticed, so maybe that happened. I didn't catch it, but Corey and Sam definitely figured it out.
Corey and Sam definitely have figured out the race starts and how to manage these cold tires. The cold tires compared to hot tires, massive difference. And as soon as we do a reverse grid, it's going to get real spicy very quickly. So congratulations once again for Corey winning our sprint race. Samuel Spruill in second, Philip Hammer, Amir Carr, Gordon Ramsay, Misha Berger, Thorsten Seifert, and Mark De Bruin, rounding out our top 8. So that's going to put Mark De Bruin in first position on the race start. Thorsten Seifert in second, Thorsten has also struggled with these new tires on race starts. But it looks like he's been able to manage it this race. Hopefully he's going to be able to manage it in the future. We'll have to see. We have Jason Lyons. Wow, look at that. Jason Lyons coming across in 9th position, Young Choi in 10th, Steve Kleiss in 11th after that battle with Wilfred. Lee Holmes is in 12th, Rudolph Dombrowski in 13th, Alexander Wilfred after the spin down to 14th, Byron DeBello in 15th, Alexander Redhead in 16th, Levy DeKiro after all of that fighting with Redhead, they are 16, 17th. Emil Koopmans is in 18, Alistair Hatcher 19, Edwin Van Driel was battling it with Duncan Watts, so he came up ahead in P20. And Duncan Watts 21, Glenn Humberstone 22, Craig Schill 23, Mark Oliver just decided, I think, oh no, actually, Mark Oliver did complete the race. He was 2 minutes behind in 24th. Barry Clayton in 25th, and Philip Straffarelli, I don't think he really finished. So here we go. I would say my first 3 key points of this race is actually give up positions if you feel not comfortable racing side by side. Just give up the positions and race for it later, because you can lose a lot more by making a mistake, trying to go too hard, too quick on these cold tires. So my 3 key points going into this race is give up a position if you really don't feel comfortable, get a good start, and just focus on avoiding that drive-through.
Yeah, I like it. Good points. I was surprised at all the passes happening on turn 1 at Abbey. Seemed like a lot of guys getting gobbled up there. That's a high speed one. Didn't expect that.
And let's take a look at our weather before our race starts. We got 23 Celsius track temperature for all the viewers that are curious what these drivers are dealing with. So there it is, 23 Celsius. We have 2 more seconds. The light should be going up in the middle of your screen. There you go. Right on cue. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. And it looks like a lot of drivers have all gotten away nice and cleanly this time, so that is much better. Oh, a little bit of chaos in the back. Oh, we're going to have to review exactly what happened, but for now we're going to continue on because there's still a lot of race left, a lot of drivers still on the track very cleanly, and we can't look back quite yet. Philip Hammer being extremely aggressive very, very early on, and he is racing. Oh, and there's a tire locked up from Philip the Hammer. You normally don't see that, and there is Mark De Bruin going off. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, is give up that position. If you feel uncomfortable, just do not push your luck, because in my experience, that's exactly how I failed.
Yeah, it only lasted 2 or 3 corners for him there. So, oh, well, charge from the back now.
Oh, and there's Gordon Ramsay getting aggressive on Philip the Hammer, going up the inside as they head around Luffield. And a little bit of a blink from... Where'd Gordon go?
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
That's too bad.
Nope, there's Gordon.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. There he is in that traditional happy face helmet.
We lost him in the space-time continuum, but he's back. Oh. Blinking worse than I do.
Oh, hey. A little bit of a disappearing act. He's learned how to do some magic as they head through Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel for the very first time, with Mischberger in the lead, Amir Carr in tow, Thurston Seifert in 3rd position with Philip Hammer in 4th, and we got Blinky McBlinkface in 5th. Samuel K. Spruill in 6th, Corey Lazarus in 7th, not able to make up any ground on this reverse grid top 8 quite yet. We are going to bring up our track map with positions to see exactly who is where, what position. You'll be able
liking how this is shaping up.
And this is Thorsten Seifert defending Philip the Hammer as they head into that final chicane.
Nice, and Misha Berger in the lead. There's a guy that doesn't seem to be unfazed with the pressure and can drive a wide car and keep guys behind him. So let's see how he does.
And let's see, Emil Koopmans, I'm just taking a look at some of the cars in the back just to see how they're doing. It looks like Barry Clayton able to get through a lot of that chaos, I think, without too damaged of a car. Edwin Van Driel, he definitely did not get through. Emil Koopmans, 2 races in a row. Very unfortunate for Emil Koopmans to have that happen twice now. And so back up to the action. Young Choi is being challenged by Craig Schill, and that's going to put him in position to be attacked even further from Alexander Redhead, Philip Straffarelli, and Mark De Bruin. Duncan Watts is in that background there, just waiting to pick up the scraps from anything that happens. We got 2 wide, Glenn Humberstone and Mark Oliver. Oh, a little bit of contact, and Young Choi is off the track, and that is unfortunate.
Ouch.
unfortunate contact. Fortunately for Young Choi, there's not much damage showing on his car, so he's going to be able to live another day and carry on. And here we go, too wide through cops. This is car number 42, Philip Straffarelli, Alexander Redhead and Philip Straffarelli. Oh no!
Whoa.
A little bit too much grass, and they always say stay off the grass, and and that is Philip Straffarelli off in the background, not able to hold on.
Bummer.
That is a real bummer. And Mark de Bruin, after going off the track in that first lap, has gained some of his spots back. He is in P16 now, right behind Alexander Redhead and many other cars. Here is Philip the Hammer making the inside move on Thorsten Seifert. It looks like Thorsten Seifert now also has Gordon Ramsay to deal with as they head into the braking zone of the final corner. Gordon Ramsay, Gordon Ramsay getting a little
nice
bit...
save.
Nice, beautiful save from Philip the Hammer. Gordon Ramsay a little bit too excited, under braking, making contact with the car number 60, and all of them still able to survive. This is absolutely beautiful, hard racing from every one of them. Gordon Ramsay getting real aggressive. He does not want to give up quite yet. He has gotten back ahead of Thorsten Seifert. And here, don't look too soon. This is Corey Lazarus making a dive up the inside of Thorsten Seifert. Thorsten is not having the time of his life, or maybe he is. He is now being swerved by Lee Holmes. Oh my gosh, Thorsten.
One little lift and these guys just get all over you and take it away. So he needs to take a deep breath, hit the reset button, and do what he does and lay down some fast laps.
And here goes Lee Holmes up the inside of Thorsten Seifert. Thorsten Seifert has lost yet another position to Lee Holmes. And don't look too far. You got Jason Lyons and Samuel Spruill right behind, trying to take more positions off of Thorsten. When does it end? Oh my gosh, when does it end?
Great battle. Holy smokes, that's good.
Thorsten Seifert is just bleeding positions right now. Here's Jason Lyons. Oh, Samuel Spruill locking up under braking as they head into cops. Misjudging his braking, and great maneuver to avoid collision from Samuel Spruill.
Yeah, he could get back on there, not lose too much time, and chop some wood, catch back up to these other guys. And good Berger still up there, hanging on to that lead. And Ramsey, he's due for a top 5. He's had a bad couple of weeks there, so he needs a good finish to get that mojo going again.
And there is Thorsten Seifert bleeding even more positions. He must have had a slowdown through Maggots, Beckett's, and so on. And that is, he is now down into 10th position in a race he'd like to forget, I'm sure of it. He now has Mark Oliver, Alexander Wilford, Jason Lyons have made a pass on him. Fortunately, he still has Samuel Spruill behind him, but for how much longer, we really don't know. But we're going to follow along with this story as it unfolds in front of our eyes. Because at this rate, I don't think it's going to be too much longer.
Yeah, he's came unraveled a little bit there, but that's what's nice about a 30-minute feature here. He can still got plenty of time to work his way back up. But man, he's got to stop the bleeding, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely get a rag, put some pressure on that, and just stop that bleeding. It is intense, heavy bleeding for Thorsten today. I'm going to quickly take a look at Corey Lazarus, Gordon Ramsay. It looks like Philip Hammer has broken away, so now he is in a safe place away from all of the chaos that could ever happen. But Gordon Ramsay now has Corey Lazarus, Lee Holmes directly behind him, so that is going to be a really intense fight. We have 23 minutes to go in this race, lots of time left. And absolutely anything can happen. We, of course, have a 15x incident limit, so if these drivers decide to eat that up too quickly, too soon, it could really trigger a drive-through. That's actually what happened to me on our Thursday race, is I had a drive-through. It's not an easy task to go 30 minutes and actually not trigger it, I gotta say. So really interesting to see how that plays out in the very last 5 minutes of this race. Here is Amir Carr getting ever so close to Misha Berger, who's in the lead of the race. I don't think he's going to be able to get up alongside as they head towards Stowe, but he's definitely going to try. We are going to look at Craig Schill. Here is Craig Schill on Glenn Humberstone. They have the same paint scheme. These guys must be friends. You'd have to assume so, no?
Yeah, either that or same team, but don't know if that's good or bad if they race each other harder or not, though. You never know.
Is that more likely to cause an accident, or is it more likely to be safe? You never know. You know, I
Yeah,
think
you
when
don't want your teammate to beat you.
well, I think ooh. I know when I'm out there, I see your name out. I'm like, oh, boy, I'm not letting this guy through.
Oh, absolutely. Same with me, Mike. All I see is red. I just want to get you, but you've been cutting up some pretty good laps lately, man. Hard to stay with you.
Yeah, I hope it can continue, but maybe not. Here we go. This is car number 161, Rudolph Dombrowski, in the lead of this 4-car battle. Duncan Watts making a move on the inside of Alexander Redhead. Oh, no, sorry, that is Mark De Bruin, car number 52. And what a beautiful pass from Duncan Watts.
That was nice.
That was nice. I did not see any tire smoke from a lockup. That is just a beautiful, clean pass up the inside, completes the pass on corner exit. Absolutely wonderful. Sparkling clean like a diamond.
Nice. Ooh, showing a wheel there, number 42.
42, Redhead. Alexander Redhead showing a wheel, poking the nose, trying to find how to break that defense. And here is Mark Oliver has crashed. Let's take a quick look while we can. Oh, and he looks like he just lost it on his own. A little bit too excited on the throttle, and that's put him off track and down many spots. And that is exactly why, Adam, as you know very well, never give up, because you never know.
Yep, you never know. That's why we race. That's why we put ourselves on the line and drop the gate and see how things unfold. That's the best part about it.
Here we go. Wow. This is Misha Berger taking that inside line on Amir Kar. Amir Kar going around the outside of Stowe. Is he able to keep some overlap? No, Misha Berger able to fight it off. Misha Berger wants that inside defensive line. Here we go. Philip Hammer now in the mix. A little bit too much curb. Misha Berger fighting them off just barely, but Philip Hammer has solved the puzzle, and he is through. The chess match that Philip Hammer puts together, absolutely unreal, and that is why he's our current season points leader. You see it right there. He actually
awesome drive by Berger too, man. He's just playing so smart right now.
Absolutely. That was incredible. And I can't believe that Philip Hammer lets Amir Kar open up the door, so that let's someone else open up the door so he can walk on through. He didn't even have to do it himself. That is absolutely beautiful racecraft. Here you go, Misha. Nice. Misha Berger wants that inside line into Brooklands, and so Philip Hammer is going to have to go around the outside, not able to make it happen. Amir Kar is just now in third position. Too much battling. You can see Corey Lazarus in the very background. He's getting closer and closer, so it's going to become really interesting if they keep this up.
Yeah, let's go, Berger. Hold your ground. Good spot to be, and this is gonna, like you said, like the accordion effect. These other guys are gonna sneak up to them there. Oh, Phil's just such a gentleman. He's just always never really putting anyone in bad spots there. He's a nice, clean driver, but man, aggressive at the same time.
Yeah, I don't even know how he does it. It's absolutely magical, I gotta say. And here we go through the Maggots Beckett's Chapel. Philip the Hammer is going to be looking for the best exit possible. Is he close enough to get some overlap on the Burgermeister? I think he is. 2/10 away. He's going to get his wheel up alongside. He's going to have to go around the outside on Misha Berger. Oh, no, he is not able to get up alongside. Just barely off.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, but if he... Whoa. I mean, let's see if he can throw it down here with Philip. No. There's like a little bump into that corner that could really lock you up.
Here is Young Choi thinking about going up the inside on Duncan Watts into Stowe. Not able to get up alongside, so Duncan Watts is able to hold on to his position just barely behind Alexander Redhead, and this battle is absolutely heating up for P13. A little bit further ahead, we got Glenn Humberstone and Craig Schill are still at a little bit wide from Craig Schill, and keeping that up is definitely going to put him at risk for a drive-through later in this race. He still has 17 minutes to go. That's a lot of race left. You got to keep it into the track limits for a long time. Trust me, ask me how I know. So that's going to be real interesting. There is Duncan Watts making a pass on Alexander Redhead, or at least attempting to, and going way, way wide.
Yeah, I guess he was pushing his luck from his last sweet pass there, but just asked a little bit too much, went for a little ride there.
Here is Lee Holmes trying to make a pass on Gordon Ramsay. Again, Ramsay getting a little bit of a wiggle on the outside on the exit of left field. And so now Lee Holmes is through. So Lee Holmes is up 7 spots total, as you can see on our screen, just after making that pass through Gordon Ramsay. That's beautiful, beautiful battling from both of these drivers.
Lions too. He's hanging tough there.
Here is Alexander Wilford and Samuel K. Spruill. Oh! No!
Oh boy!
Oh boy! That was threading a needle.
Wow!
Absolutely.
Going back on there.
Absolutely threading a needle. Samuel K. Spruill had the awareness of a cat.
Jeez. I wonder if there's any contact there. Hard to say.
Judging by looking at Samuel Spruill's car, I'd say none.
Yeah.
His car looks fine to me.
Sweet.
Just after that little bit of a zoom, you could see that there was no damage on his car. Here is Young Choi and Alexander Redhead. Young Choi is wanting to find a way through. Alexander Redhead, of course, has some front aero damage. That is going to be slowing him down on the straight. Young Choi with absolutely no damage, taking that aggressive braking line there, aggressive approach under braking, and he is now through, almost not through. Oh, and Alexander Redhead is not giving it up easy. Young Choi and Alexander Redhead are now too wide through the first turn. I'm gonna have to give this to Redhead as they now go into the braking zone, and actually Young Choi able to hold on. Wow. And Mark De Bruin's Duncan Watts able to recover after blowing this braking zone 1 lap prior, has caught back up to this group.
Jeez, what a battle. That's awesome.
And that is, I think, Philip Straffarelli, a lapped car. Yep, that is Philip Straffarelli as a lapped car in the back of that group there. So this is, let's take a look. Glenn Humberstone and Craig Schill, they are now, well, not now, they are still in the same place that we left them.
Fighting for that top 10, but, you know, moving up to Schill up 13 spots, Humberstone 11, so they got a good race going.
Oh, no, this was
Young Choi's pass there, pretty sweet.
Yeah. So it looks like Young Choi is ahead still. So Duncan Watts is right behind. He is now behind Mark De Bruin. Alexander Redhead with a little bit of damage, I think it was, to one of these cars had damaged. You know what? My memory sucks.
No, I think you're right. I saw the front end on one of them there, a little
there it is.
scraped up.
There it is. I'm loving these logos on the wing and the door, the front panel there on Alexander Redhead's car. I absolutely love it. Thank you for putting them on your car. And yeah.
He's got the PCC logos on there.
Oh yeah, look at this. Check this out.
Nice, I see that.
Right there on the little wingtips, so you're going to get a little bit of a closer view on this car as he heads into the braking zone of the final chicane right there. What a beautiful view. What a beautiful car.
Love it. He needs the P cup on the spoiler there too, the wing. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Here is Alistair Hatcher and Byron DeBello battling it out for P18, P19. Oh, it looks like Byron, a little bit of a wiggle, and he's going to have to give that position up easy, and that means Alistair Hatcher is through. And not too far back, of course, you've got Mark Oliver, Edwin Van Driel. He is 21st. Okay, so he's much, much further back. He must have taken a fast repair. We're going to go right up to our leader of our race. This is Misha Berger, followed by car number 60, Philip Hammer, as they head around Cops. Philip the Hammer is pushing the issue.
Wow.
He is closer than ever. He is thinking about poking a wheel, poking a nose through Magus Beckett's chapel. And here we go. This may be it right here. Mishik Berger is going to have to hang on for dear life as he's going down the hanger straight. He is going to hold that inside line. Philip Hammer is going to wait him out. He wants that inside line as well. And here is the squeeze from Philip the Hammer, just slightly, and Misha Berger able to hold on. Wow. And here comes
Hammer's
Philip.
trying it all.
And here we go into the braking zone. Philip the Hammer is going to have the outside line. Misha Berger taking the curve, and that means Philip the Hammer is able to get the power down a lot easier.
Wow.
And now Philip the Hammer is through. He is through the brick wall of the Burgermeister.
Seriously, there you go, Misha. Way to hold him off at the 18-minute mark. Latch on to hold that podium.
We previously saw the brick wall. Oh, Lee Holmes and Gordon Ramsay. We previously saw the brick wall from Corey Lazarus on Thursday. And now it's Misha Berger's turn to throw the brick wall. Gordon Ramsay made a pass on Lee Holmes. I'm actually curious, how did that one happen? Oh, a little bit of a wiggle out of that final turn. And that's what brought Gordon Ramsay through.
Yeah, maybe. I'm pretty hard on tires, but I found near the end, well, at least in the pubs near the end there, the back end really wants to step out. I think you're seeing it some of those right-handers.
Oh, and these guys have 10 more minutes to go, so it's going to be really exciting. A lot of cars are all very close to each other. If we have a quick moment, let's take a look at how did that race start go. Do we have anyone too close to each other? No, this is a great time, I think. Actually, where is Mark De Bruin? Mark De Bruin is right there. Okay, so this is a good time to take a look at that race start. Let's see what happened on this race start. So we're going to see, with a little bit of a blimp camera view, everyone gets a decent launch. Oh, and there goes Duncan Watts.
Wow.
Oh, a little bit of a wiggle, I think, from Steve Kleiss. And just a whole bunch of cars collected. Oh, and that's really unfortunate. That is the challenge that we've talked about for so long with the launching this car on the race starts. It is not an easy task.
You think you have enough momentum sometimes to drop the clutch, but you don't. And when you do that, you can see Rob West, he thought he had it, dumped the clutch, and just spin it right round, baby.
Yeah. I gotta say, in my short experience here so far with these new tires and the new launching, you can really rip the car down to 45% on your clutch really quickly, and then drop it from there down to about 20%. And then if you let that last 20% out too quickly, you're going to go right round, just like you saw. That very last 20%, you're actually going to slip that slower than going from 45 to 20.
Nice, that makes sense.
That's actually the secret, is your last 20% is what's going to hurt you.
Yep, nice and easy with that left foot with that clutch.
And here we go with Rudolph Dombrowski, Young Choi, and Mark De Bruin. Duncan Watts way behind. I'm not sure where he went off to.
Bruin wants in on this little scrap here with Choi and Dombrowski.
Oh, and Glenn Humberstone has gone round, and he's now going to be in this mix with Rudolph.
Spice it up now, yeah.
Oh, this is going to spice it up so much. Oh, here we go. This is... Oh, Glenn Humberstone wanted that inside line, but he did not get there in time, and that brought... Rudolph Dombrowski is through up the inside, and he's going to have a clean braking zone, and that's going to force Young Choi behind Glenn Humberstone, who's going to have to give some time to his tires to cool down, so that's going to help Rudolph greatly.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a buffer there. Nice move. He knew he had an opportunity there to get someone in between them after all that pressure Choi was putting on him. So now Choi gets to do it to Humberstone now.
I actually have a notification here that Barry Clayton just recently has crashed. I want to just take a quick look. How did that one happen? This doesn't look like a crash to me. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. That's a crash.
That's weird. Oh, jeez. Hope he's okay.
That's definitely a crash.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ice, whatever hurts there, buddy. Get back out there.
He saw someone in the stands, and he just wanted to go take a closer look, and there you go. Someone was holding a sign with his name. He wanted to take a look and read it. Here is.
Look.
Here's Rudolph Dombrowski fighting for P12 with Glenn Humberstone. Glenn Humberstone going to have to go around the outside, and now the over under, and here we go into the final braking zone. Glenn Humberstone may be through, but not quite. Closing off that corner for Rudolph, under braking, and Glenn Humberstone is through. What a beautiful move. Great defensive driving from car 212. Oh, and Rudolph has spun.
Might have had a little tap there. That's too bad up on the wall there. Damn, he was having a good run.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's one of those things too, you know. That's what Misha Berger, he does it so well when he's up front. He trusts the people behind him. He keeps a good look in his rearview mirror, because that's half the battle. You know, it's. Do you want to risk getting a little tagged like that and really set you back, or do you hold your ground and keep pushing?
Definitely. Here's Young Choi and Mark DeBrue. Now, actually, I want to take a quickie look at how did Corey Lazarus pass Amir Carr for P3. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, it looks like Amir Carr just went a little bit wide on the exit, and that opened up the door for Corey Lazarus to slide on through and put up his own brick wall.
Yeah, Corey ain't gonna miss those opportunities, that's for sure.
Definitely. You give an inch to Corey and he will take it.
Yeah. I think the last I raced Corey was back in on his home turf, Phillip Island there, and he spanked everyone, so I'm looking forward to finding time to get back in a race with him again.
Okay, so when are we going to see you back out there?
It ain't looking good, I tell you. I don't know when I'm going to be able to race, really. You know, I'm pretty booked up with the kids there Thursday, so we'll see.
Yeah, I hope to see you out there if you can, but
yeah, trust me, I wish I was.
That's just how it goes sometimes, right?
Yeah, in real life, it can be real pain sometimes.
So here we are with Gordon Ramsay, Lee Holmes, and Jason Lyons. This is a 3-car battle led by Gordon Ramsay, of course, car 22 in the Scotland flag there. The Scotland flag car. Oh, Young Choi is going to have to serve a drive-through.
Oh.
In the final 5 minutes, there is that drive-through that I was talking about earlier. You really do have to be careful with your off tracks, especially long-term, or else it will bite you, just as you're seeing right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of surprised Ramsey's dropped off, 6 seconds on a car like that. Last season, it felt like he had more raw speed. Maybe he's made some changes in his setup or what, or maybe just hung over from that Daytona 24-hour. But that said, he's still in 5th.
And here is, in quick replay, the battle between Thorsten Seifer and Samuel Spruill as they head through Brooklyn's Luffield and Woodcote, and Thorsten Seifer was able to come out ahead.
I was going to say, Sam going wide like that, I was trying not to get some extra speed, so I would have been surprised if he could make that work on exit, but just too big of a gap.
Yeah, going for that long distance slingshot, maybe not the best idea.
Yeah. Big time. I'm impressed with Lyons' drive here. This is a great drive for him. He's still got more in the tank, too, putting heat on these guys.
Definitely. Jason Lyons, way out of his comfort zone all the way up in P7. Not where we normally see him, but what an excellent drive. The improvement from Jason Lyons this season. I know that, I hope he's okay saying this, but he definitely did not have a happy run in our first race of the season. He was pretty upset with the chaos that ensued in the Oulton Park race. And he almost thought about quitting, but I'm super glad that he's come back to continue racing with us, as he was our season champion for amateur last season, and now he's really putting it to these guys and showing why he really wants to make another run for amateur season champion again. And it's another great example of stick with it and never give up, because the gains are there when you feel the most frustrated. Push through, and that's where all of your gains are, right there. as seen by Jason Lyons right here and many other drivers throughout this season.
Yeah, he's driving great. I haven't seen him. I've seen flashes of him really putting some good laps together, but just from last season to now, someone would have told me I'd be keeping Ramsey honest and up there with Holmes, I would have said, "Yeah, forget about it." But now he's putting the heat on. And he belongs up there.
Wait, is this the right? Nope, this is the wrong. Oh, that's the wrong replay. I wanted this replay. Here is Alexander Wilford making a pass on Samuel Spruill. Oh, that means Samuel Spruill had a drive-through.
Look at that. Bad boy.
Bad boys.
Damn
What
it,
you gonna do
Sam.
when they come for you?
Sam, Mike, love it.
Here is Jason Lyons putting some pressure on Lee Holmes. We are going to have only one more lap to go. Lap 14, and they're heading into... Oh, there's Jason Lyons up the inside. A little bit of door banging on Lee Holmes, and that is unfortunate for Lee Holmes. Jason Lyons is ahead. We're going to have to see how that goes. Oh, and that's put Lee Holmes over the incident limit. He's going to have to serve a drive-through.
No way.
No! And that is exactly what we've predicted would happen. And there's Thorsten Seifert is now making a pass as he heads through that final chicane onto his final lap, just starting right now.
So that was a sweet pass by Lyons. Love it.
There's a lockup from Alexander Wilford into that chicane. That little bump in the braking zone will really mess up a lot of drivers. If you try and push the braking zone to the very last moment, that's exactly how it goes. And here's Lee Holmes coming out of the pit. Where is he? Oh, no, Lee Holmes going... He is just out.
Couldn't just crushed him emotionally getting passed by Lyons there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully not. I have no idea. But that is Lee Holmes, who's just decided to park the car. Not sure why.
That's too bad. A long race grinding like that is still in a great spot.
I gotta say, I agree with you. That really is too bad. I was hoping that he would come out and just carry on. Just as we were saying earlier, pushing through all those bad moments is exactly where all of your gains are.
Yeah. See Berger using an off track there. He's doing everything he can to stay up in that podium. Corey's all over him.
Here is Alexander Redhead and Mark Oliver as they're heading too wide down the Wellington Straight. Oh, it looks like Alexander Redhead able to outbrake Mark Oliver, and he's going to have a shorter distance traveled, and he is ahead.
Nice.
We're going to just take a look on the very final lap. This is Philip the Hammer coming across the final corners. Oh!
It's a lapper. There's Berger with Corey behind him.
There is Philip the Hammer coming across that start-finish line, winning our 30-minute feature race. Congratulations, Philip the Hammer. Congratulations, Misha Berger and Corey Lazarus for one hell of a race.
Awesome race.
Absolutely awesome race. We are now looking at Alexander Wilford, who has to fight off Samuel K. Spruill, heading into that final braking zone chicane, and he is not able to do it. Here we go, Alexander Redhead. Oh, it looks like Samuel Spruill did make that pass. I'm going to have to look at that one again. So here is Alexander Redhead and Mark Oliver.
Oh, what a line.
Oh.
What a move.
Here we go. Oh, Mark Oliver is able to get up the side. Oh, and a locked tire. No. And that's going to put Alexander Redhead. Oh, yeah. That shorter distance traveled may not be short enough.
Yeah. Way to go all the way to the finish line, though, guys. Great race.
And that has put Mark Oliver ahead. I actually want to take a quickie look just before the very final moments. And there's Alexander Wilford locking up in the final chicane that allowed Samuel K. Spruill through. And Alexander Wilford, if you think we didn't catch it, we did. We totally caught it. Here is Byron DeBello coming across in 17th position. There is Alistair Hatcher. Lee Holmes. Oh, it looks like he...
Up a spot. So he's back. Lee Holmes came back. Bummer.
Oh, no. Lee Holmes did actually go back out. Maybe he took too much fuel. We don't know. Yep. We'll find out later, I guess. Here is Batman coming across the start finish line. And I think this is the very last driver out on track. If anyone is curious or wanting to do an interview, come on into the interview booth. I'm going to move myself over to the interview booth, and Adam, come on with me, and we'll interview anyone who's curious of putting themselves out there. So there we go. We are now in the interview booth. So if anyone right now is watching and would love to do an interview, come on over into the interview booth, and would love to hear your thoughts. I know Misha Berger has messaged me now just saying he'd like to come on over. So come on in. But before we do that, let me see if I can pull up our feature standing results. There we go. Here is our winner of the race. Well, congratulations once again to car number 60, Philip the Hammer, current season points leader, and doesn't look like that's going to be changing anytime soon at this rate if this keeps up. Bruno Heinrich, I hope you come back, because you're definitely one driver who can really try and put it to him. There's many others out there, Yuri Steinmetz and so on. Can't wait to see you come back, and we got to find a solution for this guy. What do you say, Adam?
Yep, we got to have one of these guys got to come back, or maybe I'll have to take it upon myself. We'll see.
I'll give up the broadcast, go race. No, I don't know. Here's Misha Berger in P2. Corey Lazarus is in P3. We've got Amir Carr holding on for P4. Gordon Ramsay, what an excellent drive this season at Silverstone. He is in P5. He was able to hold off Lee Holmes. Jason Lyons, after a total door banger with Lee Holmes, ends up in P6. And then there's Thorsten Seifert, able to hold on as well. After bleeding all those positions, he is ending in P7, so that's not so bad. Craig Schill in P8, and I believe that may be the highest finish position for Craig Schill all season long. What a great drive. We've got Samuel K. Spruill after the drive-through in P9, Alexander Wilford after the lockup in P10, Glenn Humberstone, what an excellent drive from Glenn. Would love to hear from Glenn one day in the interview booth. Mark DeBruin, Duncan Watts, Mark Oliver, Rudolph Dombrowski, Byron DeBello, Alistair Hatcher, Alexander Redhead. What a great battle Alexander Redhead had all race long. We got Lee Holmes, Young Choi, Edwin Van Driel, Barry Clayton, Philip Straffarelli, quite far behind, Levi de Kirel in 24, Steve Kleiss, and Emil Koopmans. So, in our interview booth right now, if Misha Berger, can you hear me? I think Misha Berger's might. Yeah, I do. There you go. So, buddy, how you doing? How you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great. It was good fun. I was hoping to keep Philip behind for 4 laps, which I almost managed to do, but 3 laps is decent, I think.
We were actually counting it down, thinking like, hey, how long is this going to last? And we got to say, you built a hell of a brick wall.
Yeah, I tried to, but he's too quick. And I had a lot of problems with Cop's Corner. I don't know why. I've never driven the PCC setup before. Might have something to do with the weight and stuff, but I was horrible there. Philip almost punted me unintentionally because I slowed down so much.
Oh, we caught that. And actually, I think Adam mentioned the respect that Philip Hammer had in waiting to find a sensible gap to get through.
Yeah. It was tight, though. It was tight. It was the same as with Gordon. Unfortunately, both times I lost that little too wide into the last sequence, but it's a lot of fun.
Definitely. And where did you start on that feature race? What position were you in the start?
I think 3rd position.
Yeah, and with all of those cars, it looks like Adams had to take off. So how, with all those cars behind you, all those very confident drivers, what was your mindset going into it?
Not that much, to be honest. Just get a good start, not burn out the tires, which I managed to do. And luckily, I forgot which guy was in front of me in P1. He was a bit too eager on throttle, and it opened the gap. And Thorsten was too wide with him, so I had just a straight line ahead.
Yeah, I think that was actually Mark de Bruin, and I was actually mentioning before that race start. In some instances, I wouldn't want to be in finishing P8 for the sprint. It's you really gotta have your confidence about you, and if you don't, it can really, really hurt you in the long run.
I think the golden rule is just to not think too much about it, because it's a 30-minute race and so much can happen, and there's faster guys coming. So chances of actually walking away with the win is kind of small. So best is just to focus and on the start and get going.
Definitely. Craig Schill, I see you here in the interview booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you feeling tonight?
Better now. I finished had a decent result.
I believe that's the highest finishing position you've had all season, maybe in the history of Porsche Cup Challenge. So, how's that feel?
It feels good. I know I've got pace in the car, especially around Silverstone, and I do like finishing where I think I should finish. When I've got pace, I'm happy. When I mess it up, I'm not so happy.
I think you summed up every racer alive.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but it shows that you got the passion for it, and so we're glad to have you here. And walk us through just a few moments of and highlights of your race tonight.
Race 1 was going okay, and then unfortunately, Mark Oliver, who was funny enough is a teammate of mine, he had a little bit of a spin on his own, and it was one of those split seconds: do I go left or do I go right? And it looked like he was going to continue rolling across turn 1, so I went, I'm going to go left, and then the car just stopped.
Oh,
and that was it. And we both ended up meatballed, and then lo and behold, I tried to limp round the corner and spun it again, and my other teammate Alice Ratcher come round and hit me as well. So I was just like, I was taking all the teammates out. And as for race 2,
just a dog pile.
Yes. As for race 2, I was racing against the team boss, which is Glenn Humberstone. So if you see anyone with an 88 Tech logo on it, it's 9 times out of 10 we're racing together all the time.
The race boss. Okay.
Yes, he's the one that created the team and actually asked me to join him about 2 seasons ago, I think it was.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's nice to race against people that you know, because you can predict what they're going to do most of the time.
Most of the time. I actually agree with that. And I'm glad that you've enjoyed this time here in Porsche Cup Challenge. And before we let you go, is there any shout outs? Misha Berger, if you come back with your microphone off. Craig Schill, I'll start with you. Is there any shout outs you'd like to shout out to drivers or family or friends, more drivers on the field? Who would you like to give a nod to?
I was having a really good race in race 1 with Jason Lyons, and he did try to overtake me, and then I just went shut the door on him, and I felt a bit guilty about it. So I'd like to say thanks for a good race in race 1. A shout out to all my teammates I race with, and most importantly my girlfriend, who she walked through the door and I went, see you later, love, I'm off racing.
That is excellent. And Misha Berger, are you there still?
Yep. Yeah, shout out to Gordon Ramsay for that battle in the sprint race. That was awesome. Just the 2 wides towards the end, and 2 wide into Copse corner. It's a lot of fun when you know you can make it work. But also like Philip for the feature. It's always a pleasure racing with him, because he's not only a really, really fair driver, but he also has an incredible skill set to avoid any incidents that would even happen from your side if you make a little error or brake a little bit too early. So that's fantastic. But also the other guys on track, it was super fair from what I saw also with the lapped cars. A lot of fun.
Yeah, and one of these days we'll have Philip Hammer in the interview booth. And that is the end of our Euro Global Division race. Thank you guys for coming on out. I love having the chats with you, meeting you guys, and I can't wait to see how you guys do next week and for the remainder of the season. So congratulations on your finishing positions, and I look forward to the future. And so have a good evening, guys, and I'll see you later.